Alright guys, we have a lot to talk about this whole situation, this Bachelor scandal, and why I feel this just reflects how poor this show really is and why this show never has really appealed to me, realistically speaking. We've got a lot to talk about today.
Well, Rachel, is it a good look in 2018 or is it not a good look in 2021?
It's
because
not
there's a big
good
difference.
look ever.
Hey guys, it's Marty. Hope you guys are doing well today. Back again with another video. If you haven't subscribed, guys, click that button for daily and consistent content. Head over to my Instagram, my Patreon, guys. A video coming out today, very important one on there. Head over to my merch. I know my merch says it's not that serious, but today, guys, we are serious. You understand? So head over to my merch in the bio below, second channel, and let's get straight and dive deep into this video. What time is it? Let's go. So, Miss Rachel, who I was a major fan of on the show, I'm not really much of a fan of right now. I think it's been roughly around 6 weeks and the girl herself has not spoken up about this entire situation, but she was seen at a specific party in relation to, what is it again? What is it again? The way my mind has just left it. What is the party that she was at? Oh my god, man, these dumbass girls in the US want to do such stupid stuff, man. Which is why nobody rates you. You lot are so annoying. She went to a whole antebellum plantation themed fraternity formal in 2018, 3 years ago. Plantation themed, for those of you who may not have heard me. And there she is smiling with her besties. And she's in this picture, and she obviously is somebody who is dating a mixed race individual. On the show, and it's causing a lot of heat and friction. Now, this guy called Harrison, I believe, has come onto it and has added his 2 cents to the situation, which I think nobody asked for. Just because you present the show doesn't mean you need to speak on everything that occurs. We don't really see Caroline Flack, rest in peace, from Love Island, who was speaking on every other matter. She didn't need to, and neither are the presenters. So why are you suddenly Mr. Spokesperson and defending Rachel in such a way? I really don't understand. Nobody asked for your opinion. I feel like you've been doing this for way too long. Please have a seat. Now, the way he was...
You're 100% right in 2021. That was not the case in 2018. And again, I'm not defending Rachel. I just know that, I don't know, 50 million people did that in 2018 between, it's like that was a type of party.
Handling his interview has made the situation for Rachel far worse. He didn't need to speak up. It's very funny and hilarious that I think that he is so frustrated with people's reactions to what Rachel is doing, but is actually making the situation worse for her. How are you defending her but making it worse for her because you've induced people's reactions to this matter, number one. Number two, Rachel needs to be immediately removed from Bachelor and does not need to be in the running. Number three, it's been 6 weeks. She hasn't addressed it, and she has yet to address it, and I don't think she ever will. But she needs to speak up about it. It may not be on the show, which I agree, probably the only thing I agree with when it comes to this guy. She does need to speak up on this matter. Now, Mr. Harrison, I don't know what his first name is, I don't really care, has obviously come forward to describe the situation. And I feel like in this interview, he was doing nothing but not only gaslighting the presenter, but gaslighting the audience and, being quite disrespectful and quite derogatory in what he was saying. Constantly referring to people as the woke police. Now, yes, there are people out there who may be a bit too extra.
I'm not sure why we were in such a hurry to throw this poor woman at the bottom of the river.
It's been 6 weeks. We've known about, these allegations have been attached to Rachel since Matt's season started, which was in January.
But when the woke police, everything is offensive. I understand we know what the woke police means when people say it. But when you're using that term to mask everybody who is, quite surprised by this, that's when now you've gone wrong and you've driven your damn car to a dead end, and now you need to get out, take the keys, and reassess your life. Because there was no need for you to be even speaking on this matter in such a weird way, constantly interjecting Rachel, constantly interjecting the presenter, being quite rude to an extent, and then saying, oh, your grace, I enjoy your company, I enjoy this, I enjoy that. You enjoy it because you're over talking. Why are you so bothered by this? You're also talking about the fact that this happened, it's in 2018, that things changed. That was 3 years ago. So what are you talking about? And now you're comparing your life to the 70s in Texas and how crazy that was and how messy this was. This is pure deflection. Mr. Harrison is, this interview isn't a good look on The Bachelor. It really just exemplifies and reflects the fact that there's a lack of diversity on the show, and why the show is quite daunting for a lot of people who may be brown and black and East Asian and so forth, and Latin. There's a reason for that. And this person is a direct example. He is so heated by this. He is so heated and irritated and upset by people's reactions to Rachel as opposed to what Rachel has done. And that is what I believe is foretelling and quite surprising. I wouldn't be surprised if he was a conservative, if he was pro-Trump. The guy grew up in Texas. I will be damned if a white man is sitting there telling me that, you know, undermining a racist person's actions. Are you actually chaotic in what you're saying? You're speaking out of privilege. Please keep quiet. Nobody asked you to speak up. Nobody asked you to talk. Just because you're a presenter of the show and you've been doing it for 25 seasons doesn't mean you need to start screaming for every single situation that takes place. We don't see presenters doing it. Do your job and present, because all you do in the show, this is my first time watching, to be honest with you, all you do is walk in and walk out. You walk in, you talk, and then you walk out. That's all you do. So I don't really see what point you have. I honestly don't, but you are tarnishing your brand, you're tarnishing the show's brand, and this was not a good move when it comes to Rachel. The sheer gaslighting, constantly undermining, underplaying people's emotions and how they could be affected by this. And remember, America is a very racist country. The tension on there is ridiculous and rife. So how you handle these conversations need to be very careful if you're going to and wish to do that. And even when you're talking about, people are going to be upset with me about this with this interview, depending on how it's edited, depending on how it's made and cut. What kind of gaslighting nonsense is this? What are you even talking about? It's not about depending on what's edited. It's depending on what comes out of your own mouth. Gaslighting, not only gaslighting, I've said this 3 times now because I feel like that term is overused. If you don't know what gaslighting means, don't talk about it, don't use it. And I feel a lot of people overuse that term. Everybody in a relationship is gaslighting. No, they're not. So don't overuse these terms, especially if you don't have understanding of what they are, number 1. Number 2, lack of accountability. That's exactly what this man is doing. He's not only bouncing off accountability from from Rachel, but also from himself and what he is saying. I do feel like this guy has had maybe he has surrounded by a lot of racist crap in his life and has normalized to it, and doesn't see a problem with it because it doesn't affect him. That is why. There's a lack of sensitivity, a lack of cognitive flexibility, a lack of understanding from this man, and I feel like this interview was pathetic. It was not needed, nobody asked for it, and you caused a major uproar for this, and they were like, why are you talking? I don't understand. Why are you talking? Nobody asked you to talk. We're waiting for Rachel to speak up about this. I had no knowledge of this. I had a little bit of rumors and conversations here and then the last 3-4 days. But now, really, the way he was talking in this conversation makes me not want to watch the rest of the season. That's how much damaging this is. And he needs to gather himself, correct himself, and behave yourself. Not everybody is a woke police because they're hurt by somebody who they thought they liked is at a plantation themed party. And the idea of, that was 2018, it's 2021 now. It's only 3 years ago. The girl was not even 18 then. And you kept interjecting and interrupting the host, the presenter. He was trying to explain to you, but clearly you don't want to learn or understand or listen because you don't experience it. So I will be damned. I will be damned if a white person ever wants to tell me and dictate about me, about the world of racism, a world that you don't even freaking experience, and yet you want to sit here and talk about it. I don't know who you are. I don't know why you're talking. Listen, nobody in London knows who you are. So I don't know why you're talking. I really don't understand, but I find it to be so, there's a level of mental, psychological play here when we have somebody who wants to dictate and talk about racism like you experience it when you don't. I don't understand what's going on here. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It's no different to me making a documentary about colorism when I'm a fair-skinned brown man. Why would I do that when I don't experience it? Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. Why are you trying to dictate and talk about and go in for people, be disrespectful about a situation, about experiences of racism that you don't experience? The fact that you can't even understand that means that you need to go back to the drawing board. You really do. What's woke now, what's not? You sound like you're fed up. You sound like you're irritated. You sound like behind the scenes, you don't care about the situation. You sound like people are over-exaggerating about it because you and your people clearly didn't experience any pain in your country, so that's why you feel like it's okay. Had it been the other coin, I don't think you'd be having this reaction. So please gather yourself, because I've just gathered you right now, and hopefully you've now understood. You obviously won't, because you sound like you're just an empty-headed vessel, and you seriously need some help and education. And as a grown-ass man, and you still talk like this and act like this as a white man in the US, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. What are your thoughts when it comes to this, guys? What are your thoughts? I'm irritated by that interview. It's vexed me up. Subscribe to the channel, click that button, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.